So everyone, I would like you to welcome one of our Thinkcloudly student, Mrs. Queen, and she's our special guest for the session. So please put your hands together for Mrs. Queen. Welcome, Mrs. Queen, in our webinar.
Hey, hi,
Hi,
Kui. How are you doing today?
I'm doing well. Can you hear me?
Oh,
Yeah.
yes, loud and clear,
Oh, awesome.
just like
Awesome. Thank
David.
you.
Yeah,
Good morning.
good
Good
morning.
morning.
Queen, thank you so much for joining. I know it was quite a short notice to you, right? Just
It's
like
okay.
an
Anything for you because you've been most helpful in my career and my journey so far. So it's fine.
definitely, Queen. Thank you so much. Thanks for coming today. So, Queen, you can see over here, people. I'm not sure if you're able to see the chat, but people are basically, welcoming you. And they're just welcoming you and wishing you good morning. Yeah.
Yeah, good morning, everyone, and thank you for the warm welcome.
Yes. So Queen, the reason why I wanted to, invite you for this session is because you have been to our webinars in the past, but today
Yes.
you are basically here for a reason to inspire people. Earlier, I think you got inspired from some success stories shared in the past, but I think this time you're the guest. So now, how's the feeling to be in that shoe?
It's very big. I mean, the table turned like real fast. And when you ask me, I'm like, what? But then I know when I hear people's success story, I'm like, I want to be like them one day or someday. And while I'm here. So thank you for this opportunity.
Amazing. So, Queen, would you mind if you can just talk about a little bit about your journey? We really want to hear about you, about your past, like from what background you're coming from, and how did you move to IT, which is that program, and which is that skill you built up, and then followed by some of the great advice what you want to pass on to our students over here. I'm telling you, we have students over here connected right now. There are almost 200 students connected at this on this bridge at this point of time, and trust me, every single student is an aspirant of IT job, and they want to be in IT. So every word what you use, it's going to be very helpful for them to feel that inspiration. And over to you, just let us know your story and how did you made it into IT. Yeah, over to you.
Sure, sure. Thank you. Well, hello again, everyone. So my background was instructional design. For those who don't know instructional design, if you have taken any online courses before, I designed those courses, or if you're in the corporate world, when you get onboarded to a company, you have to take some series of courses. Because I was an onboarding specialist, so that's what I was doing before I switched to DevOps. And after taking the classes with the man, and also kept in touch. And when I have questions, I reach out, and they're very swift in responding. And yeah, so that's how I started. And recently, I got my first DevOps gig, which was in June. That was after 3 months of hard work. I'm going to emphasize on hard work, if you don't mind me, man. You know,
Definitely, that's very important.
Yeah, I know some people in here might have the mindsets that I had coming in when I first came in, that, after the class and boom, I got a job. But the thing is, you have to put in the work. You just don't come to class and you think that's it. Like, you have to do the work. Just like the saying, you can take a horse to the stream or the river, but you can't force the horse to drink. So the man, Thinkcloudly is that stream. Like, you got everything you need in all the courses you've taken or you're going to take so far with Thinkcloudly. But it's on you for you to put in the work. It's on you for you to attend classes. It's on you to pay attention. It's on you to do assignments. It's on you to keep doing your own personal research and personal development. I'll tell you this, in my resume, or on my resume, one of the skills I pulled in there that really caught the eyes of recruiters was continuous learning. And during my interviews, I tell them, DevOps is all about, it's not just about continuous integration and continuous deployment and all that. It's also about continuous learning. You have to keep learning. I know we all have a different things happening to us in life and all that. We can make classes and all that, but it's what you do after that, like, make up for those classes and keep grinding. That's all that matters. So I got my first DevOps gig. It's an SRE position. Our end client is Microsoft. I started in June, and I didn't stop there. You know, the man can tell you, I still kept grinding. And recently, that was last week, I got called up with GM. By GM, I mean General Motors, and I'm starting on the 18th. You
Wow,
know, yeah, I
that's
can
great.
go in details, how I mean, Naman, we communicate almost all the time. I still kept like your resume. This is about resume. This session is about resume. Your resume has to be, you have to fix that, and the mistake I made before, I didn't have any picture on my resume. Sorry, on my LinkedIn. Actually, I meant LinkedIn. You have to fix your LinkedIn. You have to, have that connection, if you don't have it. And that's where I got the call from the GM recruiter for me to put in my resume for a DevOps engineer position. Actually, automotive DevOps engineer position. And that's how we started. So LinkedIn is very important. And like Naman said, you need to keep updating your resume. You have to keep doing that. And it doesn't end there. After your classes, you have to, just don't sit and think someone is going to call you out of the blues and things like that. You have to keep applying for jobs. Like I was giving myself every day I apply for at least 10 jobs. If I couldn't make 10, given my personal life, what's going on with me, I make 5. But then again, I spend time on my personal computer. I keep learning stuff. And now I was telling someone recently that I'm about 3 hours away from being a Kubernetes administrator, given the knowledge I got from this class, and not just Kubernetes. Docker is there. I'm very good with Docker as well, very good with Kubernetes, and not so good with Terraform, but I'm getting there. Well, I said that to say, you just don't give up. Even after the courses, you need to keep grinding and keep putting in efforts.
Okay, so yeah, so Queen, one thing, uh, the students over here, they are from different, they are attending different programs. They are into DevOps, they are into cybersecurity, IT auditing. But I think the key thing is the continuous learning in every field. Am I right?
Of
Because the
course, of
opportunity lies
course.
everywhere, right? So it is actually a very good thing what you said, that DevOps is not about continuous integration or continuous development. It is actually about continuous learning, and that's a really one important thing. So one question what I want to ask Queen is that, uh, as you said that you apply at least 10 jobs a day, right? But most of the time it happens that we receive rejected, we receive
Oh
lot
yeah.
of rejections. So should we, like, as a student, should I worry about it because I receive too many rejections, or should I just accept it as a normal? What do you think?
I wouldn't worry about it. I would just for them to reject you, that means they actually went through your resume. That's how that means they actually saw you. That's how I see it. And I keep applying for more jobs. Well,
Yeah,
I keep applying for more jobs.
Queen, because
Yeah.
I
So
think,
it's not a
yeah, sorry, yeah, go ahead, sorry.
no, I was gonna say it's not a bad thing to get rejected. It's not, it could be that, like, for example, there was a job that got posted in an hour. In 1 hour, they received over 200 applications. So it could be that you applied late. So rejection is not a bad thing if you ask me.
Absolutely.
It's a
I
step
think
closer to
rejection
getting
is
your job.
the process, is a part of process, right? Getting rejection of job applications, getting rejection from the interview results, right? So I think this is a part of the whole process. What do you think, Queen?
It is, absolutely, it is. It is a part of the whole process. I even go as far as whenever I get called for an interview, this is another thing I do. I go as far as recording the interview. And after the interview, I go back and listen to that recording to know where I messed up, where I didn't do well, and also where to improve for the next interview. So that's how I keep, learning, and I keep improving myself.
Great.
So if you get called for an interview and you didn't get a job, it's one step closer, in the sense that in your next interview, whatever you didn't do well, or whatever you didn't speak to properly during the first interview or the previous interview, you're going to make up for that during the second interview or when next you get another interview.
Great. And Queen, like looking at the market right now, like many people, they say that we are in the recession time. We are not having too many jobs. Uh, a- Personally, I don't agree with that because I see
No.
people are landing the job. But as per you, what do you think that uh, whether people should think about recession or they should think about in a different direction of preparing and giving the interviews and trying? So what is your perspective on that?
I wouldn't think about or worry about recession. Personal story, when this whole recession conversation started, like I was really worried. But then when I got online, you won't believe how many DevOps job or how many jobs out there. I believe, not everyone says DevOps. There are jobs out there. So recession, it's just speculations. When I started applying for jobs and when I started doing my research, I didn't have to worry about it. So I wouldn't worry about it and just keep doing what you do.
That's right. That's absolutely right, Queen. And maybe one last question. So, what is the salary someone can actually expect? Coming from a different background, coming from a different non-IT background, what can be the salary someone can expect? Probably an average salary, not the least, not the highest amount. But what is that salary someone can expect? Because many times I hear this question out that I am heading towards my final round of interview with hiring manager. What should I say about my salary, about my expectations? So, Queen, what is that number you would suggest to people that they should go and do it? I mean, say that to the recruiter.
Um, if any recruiter calls me and asks me my salary range, I always say my range is between 135,000 to 155. That's my range.
That's a
But as an
reason.
IT specialist, you can make anywhere between 115 to 195. I kid you not. Like I did apply for a job that was $185,000. So that's the range. So anywhere between 115, but personally, I don't go for anything less than 120.
Wow, wow. So,
Yeah.
so that's a good salary, isn't it, everyone? Like, let me hear that from everyone here in the chat. What do you think? Is it a good start to earn 135 or probably $120,000? What do you think, guys? Is it a decent start? Absolutely. And Queen, you're absolutely right that in IT right now, 185, 195 is actually something what people are getting, and which is a good amount of salary what someone can expect, right?
Yes. Yes,
Okay.
you can expect that. But then again, another thing I found out, Naman, if you don't mind me asking, is you might see a company like, or you might see a job description that gives you a range. For example, they might say the range is between 115 to 130 or 135. But it all depends on how confident you are during the interview. So that's another thing. I know everyone here is new. Another thing I would encourage everyone to do is to build on your confidence. Build on your confidence. Go through the job description. When I told the man about the GM interview, he asked me to send the job description to him. So go through the job description and do your research. At the end of the interview, you will realize that they're not going to place you on the lower side of the salary. They're going to place you on the higher end of the salary. And also that will give you an ability, or it will give you the opportunity to negotiate for your salary, to negotiate for more.
That's great. Sure, Queen. I mean, I think people are inspired over here. They have their different feeling. But Queen, one last question over here in the chat
No,
that
no, go ahead.
uh
But before you ask, someone did ask a question here, said, do you need clearance or citizenship? It depends. Some job will require that you have security clearance, but not all of them. Like my GM job, you don't need a security clearance. So people that need security clearance, that's for people that are working or are going to work with the government. So you do not need security clearance. Citizenship, as long as you got a green card, like I've seen job descriptions that says everyone is welcome, even H1B visa or HB visa is welcome, F1, everyone is welcome. So you don't have to worry about being a citizen or security clearance. Security clearance are for those that have, for employers that have government contracts.
You're right.
But that is not a requirement. But then again, if you keep looking, you might see, for example, a friend of mine got a job and the company is applying for security clearance for him. So they're going to put there, you have to have the ability to get a security clearance. What that means is no criminal record and all that. It doesn't mean you should have a security clearance before you get there. Some company, would prefer to get you the clearance as opposed to you bringing yours. But if you have yours, it's a plus. But you don't need it. That's not a criteria.
Absolutely, Queen. I mean, this is a feedback I've been receiving from many people that right now, I mean, when I say many people, specifically recruiters, who are in touch with
Mhm.
us right now, and they always tell us that it used to be a case where we needed the security clearance or citizenship, but right now it is not like that because organizations are open for right skills. They cannot put a filter in between the right people and the citizens, right? They want to hire the best talent, and for
Of
that
course.
cannot just filter out based on the status, your work status or your security clearance. So I don't think so that is any longer is a criteria to hire people. But yes, at many places you see that they are asking for security clearance. You can still apply for those opportunities because when you talk to recruiter, the same recruiter can have multiple positions opened, right?
Yes.
IT technical recruiters who are in touch with us, you won't believe there are recruitment agencies. They get your resume. If you have applied for Accenture and they see that you are not a best fit for Accenture, they are going to position you probably for a different organization or probably different role. So that is why uh, security clearance, citizenship should not become a blocker to apply.
It is not.
Exactly, Queen. So this is
Yeah,
what
it shouldn't become a blocker. No, don't think that way. If you think that way, then you limit yourself, and you limit yourself from streams of opportunities out there.
absolutely. Yes, you're right, Queen. I think thank you so much, Queen, for coming and answering the questions of all the students. We're just running out of time. Otherwise,
Oh,
you know that I can keep talking for hours, just like you.
of course, of course. Thank you for having me.
Thank you so much, Queen. I'll call you probably right after this call. Yeah, after this
Okay.
session. Thank you so much, guys. Let's congratulate Queen for Microsoft client and GM offer. I think the insight what she has shared with all of us is really fruitful. It's really inspiring. So let's congratulate because I think she actually took very important names of the industry. GM, is a big brand right now, and and as well as the Microsoft again is a big is a very big brand. So she took a very I think cherry pick names. So thank you, Queen, and all the best for your career. I'm sure that you're going to be doing really great. And as soon as you cross $200,000, please, I'm waiting for the big party. Okay. So thank you, everyone. Thank you for listening to Queen.
Thank you for watching. Switch from non-IT to IT today. Explore www.thinkcloudly.com.